republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Julie, roll call, please.
Mayor Coleman, Pro Tem Mahler,
Present.
Counselor Trask,
Here.
Counselor Gorley,
Present.
Counselor Sanchez,
Here.
Counselor Richards,
Here.
Counselor Thorsted.
Here.
Let the record show that we have 7 present and no absent. For the last time, Julie just took our attendance. I might say that repeatedly tonight. Consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Julie, please take the vote.
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez,
Yes.
Counselor Richards,
Yep.
Counselor Thorsted,
Yes.
Pro Tem Mahler,
Yes.
and Mayor Coleman.
Yes, we have 7 ayes and no nays. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, recognition of visitors and hearing of petitions. We have somebody present who would like to come forward. Les Poole, you can come forward at this time. When you get to the microphone, please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Am I coming through?
Yes, you are.
Les Poole, I live in Clackamas County, so what am I doing here in Sweet Home?
Name and address for the record. What's your address there in Clackamas County?
18340 Cornell Place, Gladstone.
Thank
So
you.
I live near Oregon City. And the reason I'm here is that I love to come to towns in Oregon when I'm in the area and come to their meetings and share a message and kind of see what's going on in their community. What's going on in Oregon right now is troubling, to say the least. There's just a lot of concern about money, about the economy. And my background and my message today to funnel down into it is I'm really concerned about land use, transportation planning. The state's got this wild tolling idea they're trying to impose on us. And I live in a town and I see this town as one that's a great spot, got great potential, and yet the cost to do anything is getting so prohibitive. Yeah, I don't know how you can fund anything anymore, but you're getting it done somehow, so congratulations. And if you look at the Oregon census and you look at population, you'd be surprised how many towns have the exact same size population you do. I mean, from Cottage Grove to Molalla to Astoria to Newport, and we're all in the same boat. There isn't enough focus and enough realization of what needs to happen here. So I didn't come to lecture, but I came to encourage you to watch out for your community. That's a loaded statement, but and know that everywhere I go, and I speak a lot in Clackamas County at commission meetings, I'm involved in policy. I'm hearing the same thing from folks, and it's the economy, as they always say, and right now people are hurting, and anything you folks can do to promote your community and your economic development without going crazy in debt is money well spent. I'll wrap up real quick. The reason I came tonight, or not the reason, but how I happened to show up, is that I went to the meeting in Brownsville about this solar plant that's being planned in Lynn County. 2.5 square miles on prime farmland. That just doesn't really sound like the best thing. And I've been involved in a couple of situations with solar farms and things that, boy, they just haven't gone well. And I'm not against solar. I'm not here to speak against solar, but what's happening and the concept of using up farmland for solar is a really slippery path. And boy, Lynn County is ground zero. So I appreciate the opportunity to come in and best to all of you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Are there any other visitors that would like to come forward? No? Moving on to the next item on the agenda is new business 2023 to 25 DLCD Housing Planning Assistance Grant. No? Oh, you have something on the agenda. Okay.
I just turned it off. Okay. All right. So this is for under recognition of Paint the Town volunteers.
Oh, yes.
So just wanted to talk about our Paint the Town project so far. We've had 2 weekends, and we've painted about 6 buildings. I think possibly 7 if you count. Yes, and it's continuing to move forward. We're super grateful to Miller Paint and to Fitzpatrick Painting and Construction for all of their help. You're going to continue to see quite a bit. I do want to thank all of the volunteers. We've had amazing volunteers, and looking around this room, seeing pretty much everybody has helped us in one way or another. If you wouldn't mind, if you have contributed to this Paint the Town project, if you wouldn't mind standing, I would just like to see, and that includes helping with sponsorships, and you don't have to have just been painting. If you were a part of this, please stand. So, because we've got, yeah, awesome. So big, huge thank you to, I'll get back into my microphone. Want to say a huge thank you. Now, we did have some prizes that we want to give out that were for our very, very first weekend. So we had 3 individuals in particular that we noticed had attended a great deal and had also managed to paint a fair amount. So I'm going to start with Robert Egner, who is not here, but we are giving him couple free nights of camping, as well as a racquetball court membership, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But if we could also recognize Counselor Gorley. Counselor Gorley, let me for just a second. Counselor Gorley was there every single day, and was there from the beginning of volunteering to ending. I think she worked on 3 different buildings just in that first weekend. And so we have camping and racquetball, family racquetball membership, which does not just have to be used for racquetball. We can also use it for cornhole. So, and potentially yoga, possibly reading a nice book. Depends on, just a moment to get away from everything. I'm not quite sure beyond that, but there's definitely some opportunities. So if we could, thank you, if you wouldn't mind standing, and everyone recognize Carly. Another guest, I want to recognize Valerie Antonio. If you wouldn't mind standing and coming up. Valerie was there every single day that we were painting. She was there before any of the crews got there. She stayed until pretty much we were done. She volunteered to do all the nasty paint cleanup jobs. She never stopped smiling. It was hot. It was kind of rough, honestly. And Valerie was just amazing and never ever stopped. And even with, any type of personal difficulties, she got herself there. She did everything, and it just so impressed. I think Valerie is perfect example of sort of the heart of this community and project. So we have some presents for you. I want to thank Deborah Thompson for this is a whole little sensei kit that we're going to give you, as well as 3 nights of camping and a racquetball certificate. So if we all can recognize Valerie. And again, there's so many people who really have shown up and made such a difference. And just want to say a big thank you to everybody for your involvement in this. And I'll talk more about it, but if we can keep it going, this was just first 2 weekends and it's so amazing to see what's happening. So thank you very much. All right, now moving on to new business.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Valerie and Robert and Councillor Gorley for all your efforts. I know that a lot of people have participated, but it's been exciting to watch. So the new business for the Housing Planning Assistance Grant. Staff report, please.
Okay, that's me. So as you are aware, we recently completed our updated housing needs analysis. We are now, since we are over 10,000 people in Sweet Home, state law requires us to not only update our housing needs analysis, which we just did, but also to put together a housing production strategy. And what that is it is a document that identifies ways to promote housing production, affordability, and choice. And fortunately, in this instance, where the state requires us to do something, they also have a program to help us to pay for it. And so there is a grant program that would handle this work for us, would be entirely, if we are successful in obtaining the grant, the DLCD would handle the whole thing, would provide a consultant to do this work and complete this requirement of state law. And so before you is a resolution that would authorize the application for this grant and show council support for the grant application. This is a requirement of the grant application, but also helps the grantors see that this is something that you as a body are interested in and not just staff.
Any questions from councilors? Okay. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 19. Julie, can you take the vote, please?
Counselor Thorstad,
Yes.
Counselor Richards,
Yep.
Counselor Sanchez,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
Pro Tem Mahler,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes, we have 7 ayes and no nays to approve that resolution. Moving on to ordinance bills, the third reading of ordinance bill number 4 for 2023 by title only.
Apologies. Ordinance bill number 14 for 2023, ordinance number 1321, Sweet Home Ordinance amending various portions of Sweet Home Municipal Code Title 17.
Any questions from councilors regarding this ordinance? I will entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Julie, for the last time, will you please take the vote of City Council?
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez,
Yes.
Counselor Richards,
Aye.
Counselor Thorstad,
Yes.
Pro Tem Mahler,
Yes.
and Mayor Coleman.
Yes, 7 ayes and no nays. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, reports of committees. Are there any reports from our committees?
For the ad hoc on community health, we have the health fair on the 19th of August, and we will need help putting up chairs and tables and then taking them down afterwards. If if anybody would like to help participate in that. And then the ad hoc committee on arts and culture have been meeting, and we're actually talking about doing a community presentation on the story at Christmas time, the Innkeepers. And so they're looking for people to participate in that event. So,
Councilor Gorley, where is the health event going to be at?
at the high school.
At the high school. Good to know. Okay. Any other updates from committees? Okay. Moving on, reports of the city officials. City manager's report.
All right, thank you. So I just have a couple things. For next month, we would like to have back to the 2 council meetings. We have some business we want to continue to take care of. So there won't be a work session next month. It'll be 2 council meetings. The Paint the Town is, as talked about, is going really well. One of the things I do want to talk about that's been really exciting has been both the community recognition and excitement about it, but then also from individuals outside of Sweet Home. We've had multiple news stories and things which you may have seen, but we've also been getting emails and letters from individuals outside of Sweet Home talking about how they weren't even aware of Sweet Home, and that this seems like a really neat community and a really nice place they'd like to visit. Maybe they want to live there, and so forth. So it's really neat the way that this has been getting the word out, and in such a positive way about Sweet Home too. So we are going to be continuing every Friday. So we will have painting again on this Friday and Saturday. We're going to skip the next weekend because Oregon Jamboree is coming on August 4th. So excited to see how that is. That'll be my first one. Did want to let everybody know that the Saturday market, community market. Oh, wow. Sorry, Eugene. The community market is still going on, and we would love to see you at the community market, formerly known as Saturday Market. And so that's another great event. Another thing is this Saturday, on July 29th, we will have our Weddell Bridge donation and event, as well as the dedication to Joe Graybill of that plaza. Love to see everybody there. So there's a lot happening this weekend. So it's really exciting. Now, the less exciting piece is we are going to say goodbye to Julie. So if you all would indulge me for just a moment, I would like to just say a few words for Julie Fisher. So Julie has been with the city for almost 12 years. In talking about Julie, I keep asking for funny stories. And while there are some of them, people keep talking about her sense of humor, grace, fun, positive attitude, and professionalism. And she will be greatly, greatly missed. I've only gotten to work with her for less than a year, but she's made a huge impact for me. I mean, Julie has absolutely eased my transition, and I'm extremely grateful to her, as I think is pretty much everyone she works with. So Julie was hired as the planning assistant in August 2012. And during that time, she supported the Planning Commission, ran the summer recreation program, oversaw the Harvest Festival, and initiated the creation of the Sweetheart Run. In April of 2015, she was promoted to administrative assistant to the city manager. And in 2021, her position was reclassified as administrative services manager, and she took on additional HR duties. In December 2021, she completed the League of Oregon Cities, LGMC, the Local Government Manager Certificate, and the CIS Risk Management Program. And then last week, she was notified that she completed the International Institute of Municipal Clerks program for her CMC designation, which is a really big deal. So I want to congratulate Julie on that, and also just let her know that we will miss her greatly. So just round of applause for Julie.
She'll turn us around if you want.
I know, I keep working on. And also, I don't know if you all know, but Julie, for some bizarre reason, absolutely loves this black licorice. So we got her a family sized thing of black licorice. So. But anyway, congratulations. So proud of her, and you'll have to keep in touch and come back. That's it for me. Thank you.
Did any other counselors want to say anything regarding Julie right now?
Well, Julie's gonna miss you. When you say pride and ownership, she's got it. She's done a lot for not only for the city, but for us counselors. Whenever we've had meetings, rolled out the red carpet for us. She's always prepared. She's always done, phenomenal job. Excuse me, I'm getting emotional because I do gonna miss her. Uh, she's just been a rock for this, not only for the city staff, but for this council. Wish you the best.
Well, if I may, she bailed me
3
out
minutes.
so many times. She bailed me out so many times when I goof things up, and when every time I ask her for something, she was always there to get it for me, because this better not be on. Because I did goof up a few things in my lifetime here. But you're right. She has been a very big thing for us. And the way she ran things and kept it going, and I'm going to miss her a lot. So there we are.
I know she hit the ground running when she took that job, and she's been doing it ever since. And there isn't anything you can, she just knows. She just does it, and she keeps doing it, and she's on top of it. Very, very professional and outstanding job, Julie.
Julie, I just want to say thank you for everything. The last it's almost been 3 years now, but thank you. I'm gonna miss you. I really am. You're awesome. Thank you. I wish you the best.
And Pro Tem Muller was correct. The pride and ownership is there. I actually was going to give you that award this year, but no, I'll have to find somebody else. But I've always appreciated your professionalism, but your dedication to details, your dedication to being kind and responsive to people. You have had everybody's back, and I just, yeah, character is what comes to mind when I think of you. And so I wish you all the best on your next adventure, and don't be a stranger. So, okay. Yes, of course.
I just want to say, just thank you everybody for the kind words and for the good wishes. And you know, when you put so much time into a place that becomes like your second home and second family, and that's how I feel about the staff here at the city. And I'm definitely going to miss my place here, and I appreciate you all, and I thank you for all that you do. So.
It's a little hard to move on from that. But I did want to give a little bit of a mayor's report, and I just want to say that I think the staff here is incredible. I tell that to everybody. I watch what they do and how they behave, and I just am grateful for them. I know that in our report that we get from staff, they give us like data, which is really telling too, but just the character of staff, I just appreciate. I wanted to say thank you to just the departments that have put their information in here. I can see that you're all doing a great job. I know the library stats are up, and Public Works, you're working on that sidewalk underneath the railroad crossing. I think that's great what you're doing there. And the painting project that everybody's working on. And I know that the police department still is dedicated to this community. So thank you all. Julie is a key part in this community, but we will miss you, and we will be searching for somebody to fill your large shoes. So any other council business for the good of the order?
I noticed on some of that paint, and I'd have to verify the code, but because Miller is one of my vendors, but Miller is one of the prime recycling paint companies in the state of Oregon. I don't know if people know that. So when you recycle your paint, like I recycle paint, they take that paint and they turn it around and they make new paint. So a lot of times that paint that's going on our buildings it could well be, because I was looking for codes, could well be recycled paint. That said, you're actually getting a very high quality paint, because what they recycle is Valspar, Sherwin-Williams, Behr, and some of the higher end quality paints that they're specifically putting into and making new paint. I don't know if anybody knew that, but you looking at the code, you may be very well be getting that type of paint, which is a very good paint. So it's good to see that they're giving us quality paint this down.
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Yes, you may.
I realized right after you voted on it, that the actual resolution for that section on the housing, the grant application was not in the packet that I could see. So perhaps you had it, but I printed off extra copies so you can read what you actually voted on. It is what I said it was, but I'll give it to you now.
Yeah, I didn't.
We were crying over Julie. We didn't pay attention.
Julie's fault.
And Madam Mayor, I have just an update too.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank the council and staff for the support of our canine program. I don't know if you saw in the paper this last week, but Murphy had his first, I guess, catch, you could call it. It was an agency assist call out at Sunnyside Park. A county needed a dog, and they knew we had a dog. And so apparently, according to Officer Prather, he got out there, and the dog really had very little to go on. So he was a little bit skeptical, but that dog honed right in and found the suspect. So apparently he had assaulted some people and whatnot. So thank you for your support with the program. And we are really excited to use this dog. So
Chief Ogden, will we be able to meet Murphy?
I need to talk to Officer Prather about that. I'll get that arranged, assuming that he can come in here and it'll be okay. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other items for good of the order? Then I will adjourn this meeting at 6:57 p.m.